Hello, Steve White, TrekBoy89 for Steve Arts 89. Well, September 8th is coming up soon. September 8th is the anniversary of the original Star Trek when it first aired on TV in 1966. And Star Trek fans have always celebrated Star Trek on September 8th, its birthday, its anniversary. And as new shows came up, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Enterprise, the animated series, those shows have always been rolled into the celebrations as a part of celebrating Star Trek as a whole. Now, in recent years, the creators of the new Star Trek shows and the owners of the IP have been doing an event they call Star Trek Day, which is based solely on the new shows and totally undermines and intentionally tries to draw focus away from the original show and the older shows and focus it purely on the new shows because they weren't getting their own attention. The original shows were getting more attention because they are the iconic fan favourites. And I just find it's just very underhanded that they're trying to undermine the original show on its birthday, on its anniversary. But it's been going for the last couple of years. They try and make it into a big advantage here. Now, this year, they're going to be streaming the show from the Skirball Cultural Center in Los Angeles. The celebration will include back-to-back panels with stars from across the Star Trek universe, which means only the new shows. The event will run on Thursday, September 8th, 2022, starting at 12 p.m. Pacific Time or 3 p.m. Eastern Time. It will kick off live from Star Trek Day Red Carpet with co-host Jackie Cox from RuPaul's Drag Race and Mary Chufo from Star Trek Discovery, interviewing cast members from past to present, but only from the new Star Trek. A series of back-to-back panel conversations with stars from Paramount Plus Star Trek shows will be moderated by Lower Decks voice actors and co-hosts of Star Trek Pod Directive Tawny Newson and Paul F. Tompkins. The conversations will include the cast from the following Star Trek shows: Picard, Lower Decks, Prodigy, and Strange New Worlds. So none of the original Star Trek, of course, just the new shows. According to Paramount, they will be chatting for 2 hours of free live stream conversation and programming that will unite iconic cast members from the television series as they gather in person to celebrate Star Trek with a few surprises along the way. The only thing they're doing in relation to Star Trek is a video tribute to Nichelle Nichols for her impact and influence. They're doing a behind-the-scenes set tour of Star Trek Discovery, hosted by Wilson Cruz in Toronto. They're doing a Put on Your Best Face, which is where a fan gets transformed into a Star Trek alien by a series of makeup artists. They're doing a cosplay runway. They've got a musical guest, Reggie Watts from The Late Show with James Corden. They've got a stand-up comedian, Brian Posehn or whatever, from The Show and Big Bang Theory. I have no idea who he is. Fans worldwide will be able to stream Star Trek Day celebrations for free at StarTrek.com/day and on YouTube, Paramount Plus, and Star Trek official pages, which is where I'll watch it. They normally put the whole panels up a little bit later on. Facebook at Star Trek, Twitter at Star Trek on PP Plus, and TikTok at Paramount Plus. It will be also available to stream for free in the US on Paramount Plus's Twitch page. And they'll also be available on demand on Paramount Plus. Okay, another thing they're doing is they're doing an augmented reality portal, which they're having them all around the world. They're having them in Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, and London, Brazil, and Melbourne, Australia. Surprisingly, normally we're the best city in Australia, but we're not the capital city. Sydney, they normally get the first pick of everything, so I would have thought they would have got it, but we're getting it here in Federation Square. I won't be there, but should be interesting. And they're doing the Star Trek United Gives campaign again, where any person who tweets the hashtag Star Trek United Gives on September 8th, $1 will be donated and divided equally by Paramount to charities that support organisations who do the real world work of campaigning and championing diversity, equality and innovation in honour of the late Nichelle Nichols. And they're also selling merchandise. So that's what they're doing for this year. I get that they need to promote the new shows, but to do it on the anniversary of the original Star Trek and then not focus on the original Star Trek is just their way of trying to bury the original Star Trek and focus people's attention on the new show, which wasn't sort of happening organically. They had to work at it. They had to take this celebration of the original Star Trek and basically undermine it and replace it with this new show that's, this new production, this new event, this new, day that is all based around the new shows. I find it really underhanded and a bit insulting to the original Star Trek, and I'm going to continue to celebrate Star Trek's anniversary. It's the 56th anniversary this year, and I'm going to celebrate that, not the new show's Star Trek Day. I will watch the panels to see what they say, to hear if there's any news, but yeah. There's nothing else to say. I just find it really insulting to Star Trek fans and Star Trek to do this the way they're doing it. If they had equal focus on the original Star Trek, the new Star Trek show, newer Star Trek shows, and the in-between shows, it'd be different. But they don't. Yeah, it should be focusing. Star Trek Day should focus on all of Star Trek, not just the new shows. It's really transparent what they're doing, and I find it really offensive, and I need to stop ranting about it. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. This video was supposed to be under 5 minutes, but I needed a little bit of extra YouTube therapy about this because I do find it offensive, the way they do this. Thanks. Bye.